Hey everyone, so today we're going to take a look at the brand new Wagner Flexio 2000. We're going to unbox it, we're going to show you how to use it, we're going to spray a door, and we're also going to spray a picnic table just to see how well this thing works out. Alright, so this is supposed to be an indoor spray gun and an outdoor. You can use it on fences and so on. But let's open up this box and see what we get. We get some paperwork here. We'll take a look at that here in a bit. This looks like a spray pattern paper here and how to actually tape off a room. Got some filters. We'll take a closer look at all this stuff. And then you actually have the gun itself. And I see a few other pieces down inside the actual container itself. So we'll open that up. And then you got the main piece of the gun with the motor. Alright, so a few pieces of paper here and just a spray pattern paper here and all that good stuff and how to adjust it. And it's for the 2000, 3000. Once again, this is the 2000. Then you also get how to tape off a room and you also get the main instruction book. So that's pretty cool. Alright, so this is your motor and right here are your filters. You got one on each side and all you do is remove the tabs and then you have the two replacement filters when those start getting clogged up. Then you have, well, we'll talk about that here in a little bit. And then you have your actual gun itself and then the container where the paint goes. So those are the two main parts. Alright, so I'm going to show you how to actually put these two things together here. You just put it in like that and then twist and it'll lock into place with that little tab down there. And then all you would have to do is push down on that tab to release it. So just push down and then twist again and that's what brings them apart. Very simple to do. Alright, so right here is your tip and then you have your pattern adjust. So you can go with a big, larger pattern or a smaller just by turning that. So it's a pretty simple feature. And here is your tip and it's pretty simple. You can adjust it here. Just turn it. So if you're going up and down or left or right, all you do is turn. And that's all there is to it. So it's a pretty nice setup so far. I really like this. So this right here is the adjustment to release more paint or less paint. It's your material adjustment. So it goes from 1 to 12. 12 puts out more paint. 1 puts out very little paint. It's more air than anything. And there's your trigger right there. And this right here is your low and high adjustment for the motor. So high, the motor will kick out a little bit more oomph, and then lower, well, you get the picture. But that's how you adjust it there. So for the plug itself, it's about 4 foot long. You got 3-prong right there, so that's pretty nice. As far as it goes with the actual gun itself, it's pretty heavy. It's a little awkward. The back motor area, I don't know, it kind of throws you off a little bit, but the front balances out somewhat, but it is a little awkward. Alright, so let's take the canister off here, and this is where your paint's going to go. And inside here you get another tip. You get a cleaning brush, you get a little bit of lubricant, and yeah, there's your cleaning brush. So they really do give you just about everything you need. A couple different size tips on this gun, so that's pretty nice. And yeah, there's your lubricant. So they really do give you just about everything you need when it comes to operating this gun. This is a 45 fluid ounce container here, so you can put your paint in there and you are good to go. And just real quick, I want to show you how easy it is to change the tip. So you just take that piece off, it just clips on there, and then unscrew it here. And then once you unscrew that, you can pop that tip out, replace it with the other one. When you're done, you just push this back on, screw it in, and then clip the other piece back on. And it's simple as that. Not too bad at all. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do here is paint a door. Now this door is old, crusty, nasty, so it's not going to be perfect, but I actually use this for a work table around the house. And I just want to see how it would do on an interior type of door, whether or not it's going to leave a smooth finish or not. Alright, so let's put some paint in here and we will start that door. Now there is one issue that I noticed about this gun, and there is no filter at the end of this to prevent any nasty chunks or whatever getting up inside the gun. So we're going to put it on there. I mean, the paint's newer, so we'll see. Alright, so we're ready to go. Let's spray that door here real quick, see how it works out. Now I actually had this set midway, excuse me, and all we're going to do is spray this here, and you can see that all it wants to do is spit. Now this is bare paint, this is sold at the Home Depot, and it's really not pushing that up through. So let's adjust this here, and I got this all the way on high, and it's really not pushing that paint out at all. It's just spitting. So what that's telling me is this paint's too thick, which is very strange because this motor sounds pretty powerful. But now I'm going to have to add water to the paint, and I'm going to have to add about 10% water just to thin this out because it just doesn't want to spray. It's struggling now. So that's not a good sign. So FYI, I just added about 10-15% water to the bare paint. Let's try it again here. So now you can see this painting a little bit better, actually a lot better. And I will tell you that it still spits a little bit, which is a little strange. Now I have been messing around with the spray patterns, and I also been messing around with the paint adjustment, to see how much will actually come out. And what's really weird about this is when it's thicker paint, it doesn't want to spray at all, and when you add a little bit of water to thin it down, it's almost like a hose effect. It's not like that really nice, smooth paint flow, if you know what I'm talking about, like we talked about on other paint guns on this channel. So it's actually spitting. I don't know how well it's picking up, but it's actually spitting on the door. So as soon as I pull that trigger, it spits. So let's try the actual picnic bench here. Now I'm going to crank this up all the way. And you can see that the paint flow, I don't know, it's almost like it's bogging down, like it's getting clogged up or something. And the other thing I noticed was that it really does have a lot of overspray. For not being an air sprayer, for being an airless painter, it does have a lot of overspray. I'm already starting to get it all over the gun. I don't know how well it's picking up, but the grass is starting to get nailed, and it feels like it's starting to clog. And I have this on high right now, and this is why I was talking about that filter. So let's move it over here to this side here so I can give you a better view. Once again, this is on high right now, and it feels like it's clogging up. Hence the filter. Let me shake it here. And this is newer paint. Like I said, I just got this about a month ago. The lid was on. Oh, and that's what happened. So I actually see a piece of paint. It was a chunk actually came out of the tip of that. So now it's spraying a little bit better, but it's still a spit. So when I pull that trigger, it almost like shoots like a wad of paint, and then it starts to spray, but it still doesn't have that really nice, smooth finish that I like. It's more like a hose, to tell you the truth. It doesn't matter really how I adjust it. If I bring it down to a lower setting, if I set the motor to a lower setting, it just doesn't matter. It always wants to spit out first, so you end up with this big glob of paint, and then it starts to spray, and it still has that weird spray. I don't know. It got a nice spray pattern. It's very wide, but other than that, I gotta be honest with you, I'm not really all that impressed. I think this would be okay for outside furniture. I'm not impressed with an inside sprayer. And I gotta be honest with you, I wouldn't use this on the inside. Just the way I noticed this is spitting, I would have paint everywhere, all over my house, even if I taped it up, and I would still end up with blobs of paint every time I hit that start button. So that's a shame. Not really happy about that. So just to show you real quick, I got paint splatter all over this gun and all over my camera, and the camera was back far enough that it shouldn't have had any on there. But yeah, not real happy with that at all. And we're going to clean it out now, so I'm just going to fill the canister up with some water and just spray it, and just try to get that out of there. And then once I get some of it, you see that? You see how it squirts out like that? It does that even with a thicker paint. That's very strange to me. So let's just clean it out, and we'll do our final wrap up here. So here's the deal with this. I have to say that I'm a little disappointed. When I got this, I was excited, And you know, the last Wagner review we did on a different model, it was excellent. It was absolutely excellent. And I've never really had any luck with these types of sprayers. First off, I'm not happy that I have to water down the paint. You know, if I'm using bare paint, I want to use bare paint. I don't want to water it down, and the next thing you know, I put too much water in one thing, not enough water in the next, and my paint colors are off, right? If you're gonna sell a gun, you should have it be able to spray paint that you buy in the store, especially in the store that you're buying the paint from and the gun from at the same time. Number two, I don't like how it splats. You know, when you first pull that trigger, about 60% of the time it would splat. It didn't matter if the paint was thicker or thinner, it would actually shoot it out and you would end up with runs on the wall. Then it would spray out in the pattern. The other thing I will say is, even when you have the pattern going where, you know, after it spits out and then you get that nice wide spray pattern, it still comes out, like I mentioned, like a hose almost. It's like it's too much paint. You know, it's almost like it needs a little bit more oomph, right? Even with it turned up or turned down, it didn't matter how I adjusted it. It just was never able to get that nice smooth coat. So I really had issues with that. The other issue I have with this is they never put a filter. They didn't put a filter at the bottom of this intake, and if you have anything in that paint, it's going to suck up into that paint gun and clog it. So that's an issue, and it's also a little awkward, I have to say. So that being said, you know, I was really excited about this. I just never had any real luck, and I was hoping that they really improved these guns since the last time I've used one, and unfortunately I have to give this a 2-star. I really wanted to give it more. I don't like going low on my reviews, just because I always want to try testing out good products, and unfortunately I think Wagner, I think it needs a little bit more work. So that being said, out of a 1 to 5, I'm giving this a 2-star. I think there's some improvement that can be made. If this review has helped you, please thumbs up, subscribe, check us out at www.toolreviewzone.com, and we will be back with more tool reviews here soon.